Hello, everyone. As promised, we're going to give you our impressions of our Rome trip.
Boy, after 11, 12 hours on the plane, kind of groggy.
I was impressed from the moment we touched down and went through immigrations. We were told to find the orange post inside the airport, and there we found our guide, Claudio. He assured us that it was perfectly legal for him to talk on the telephone while driving.
I was quickly energized once I saw Claudio.
Side, that's Andrangheta. No, it's not mafia. It's another kind
Somebody
of.
told me it's Catanzaro and now.
No, Catanzaro. It's in Reggio Calabria. It's a area of.
Apparently, he didn't have to hold the steering wheel either.
It's like mafia, but in Calabria it's called Andrangheta.
No more mafia.
No more mafia.
We had 4 hours to get to this ship. We'll get to that later. But along the way, he took us to the sites that we wanted to see, but several others that we had not expected, like the Tiber River, for instance.
He also took us to many other sites that most guides would have omitted.
It was a stroke of luck, really, to have Claudio. I was extremely impressed with the antiquity and the beauty of every site. There was really no direction you could look where there wasn't some kind of beautiful piece of art or architecture. And here's one of the many churches we saw along the way.
It was really hard to condense all the sights in such a short time.
Claudio took us to sites that we really had no idea even existed, like this pyramid and other castles, and it was amazing. One site that he did take us to that we had no experience with was this keyhole in a door where when you look through, you saw the Vatican in the distance through a garden. Finally, we arrived at the Colosseum. It was one of the few places that I absolutely had to see.
It's hard to imagine that so many thousands of years ago, gladiators and crowds filled this arena.
We had expected to see some martial artists here, visit some martial arts here, but we couldn't find anybody in the crowds. So we just gave up, took some photos like all the rest of the tourists, and had some fun. Then, to our surprise, outside the Colosseum, hanging on a ledge, was a man about to jump, it seemed, but no, it was a protest going on for the workers. Notice that his casual air as he walked along the ledge, talked to the police officers, spoke on his phone. I flashed my press pass and asked if anybody spoke English, which they did, and they told me what was going on. And then I strolled around the grounds and found even more beautiful ruins and sites right in that very vicinity. Then we were off. We saw the Spanish Steps, some other sites, I'm not sure what they were, and we eventually arrived.
We finally arrived at the Trevi Fountain, one of the destinations that I had not seen on my previous trips to Rome. I felt compelled to throw 3 coins in the fountain.
Do it!
We continued on and saw many more beautiful fountains, which Claudio called bathtubs by comparison.
I do not recommend this as a way to see Rome. Here's the Vatican. We had just enough time to take this one shot and wave at the Pope. Then we were off again for a 45-minute trip to the ship. I do highly recommend not only Oceania Cruises, but I do recommend Rome cabs for touring Rome. They were great. They picked us up, they dropped us off, everything on time, no hassles, and Claudio was fantastic.
As the sun set, we set sail for Cannes, France.
So until next time,
Here's looking at you.